Hey, Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to look at Tesla. I've got a lot of lines drawn here, but I'm going to take some of them away because they're really not relevant. But what is relevant to me is this. This was a high volume breakout day, like really big volume. I think the most volume at 47.7. What did this have? A little bit more out back here as Tesla hit these capitulation lows. So there's a lot of buying going on here, and who knows whether it's in response to Musk saying that they've dumped 75% of their Bitcoins, which gives them more fiat currency, otherwise known as worthless pieces of paper. But people seem to like that. So, hey, man, why not? They got a bunch of it. Really frees up a lot of cash for them. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. But the stock is up significantly, about 10% today, which, by the way, if you're trading options, that ain't too bad. But if we look at what happened today, you can see, I like to look at these things in the format of zigzags, up and back and up and back. I'm not going to draw that thing there. Up here, and then this just kind of keeps going. This is the way that a strong stock works. And if you look at this, and typically this is how professional traders will look at something. If a stock gaps up a lot, if they're short the stock, it's like, oh, Tesla's up this much, I'll sell into that. I'll put some supply into the market because I think it's up too much. And so somebody shorts the stock. Then they're going to wait, and then about 10 or 15 minutes into the trading day, if that stock is not below where the opening print was, they're going to pivot, close out their short for a loss, and go long. That's just the way the market's going to work. You see, professional traders don't take big losses, which is why they're professional traders. So they're not going to stick stubbornly with a stock if it's going against them. So they'll say, okay, well, I was wrong on that. The only way I can be right is if I admit that I'm wrong and go the other way. And then so that's one dynamic. Now, another dynamic is just the opposite. If the stock gaps up and, you say, I'm going to buy the stock. So you buy the stock. Well, if 10 or 15 minutes into the day, the stock is below where you bought it, then you have to say, well, I bought this gap and, I got faked out. I got sucked in. I'll go ahead and close that out. And then that's what you do. Live to trade another day. So what I suggest doing, just as it's a little bit harder to do when you're actually in the trade, because then there's emotion involved. But look at the first 15 minutes. Look at the first 15 minutes of the day, and where is the stock trading? Here's the open. So does it just continue to go up? If it is, then this is the time during which professional traders would have made their decisions as far as what they're doing for the day, which way they're leaning. Am I going to be long the stock or am I going to be short? And they're not really just day trading. They're building a position. And so when you see the stock in this frame here like this, or even just like this, when you see it, you need to be green. Okay? If you see it down here and it's in the red, well, that's kind of a different deal, isn't it? If it starts eking into this area here, then you don't want to be long the stock. It's a fake out. This is a really simple rule that will help you stay on the right side of the trend. So that's really all I got to say about this. One of these days I'll write a book about that stuff, but it ain't going to be this day. But you can use this for every single zigzag in this chart. But just know this, at some point the stock's going to kind of be done going up during one trading day, and it just so happens that it was during the lunch hour here. So if you're going to be taking this kind of trade, you got to be early. That's all I'll say. Okay, if you're not a member of Stock Market Mentor, why don't you make that trade today? Okay, it's free. I can't do any better. I can't pay you to try out the service, but I can let you do it for free.